Welcome to Sib Spot. Today's featured Reddit stories are not exactly stories, they're posts. These ones are from ChoosingBeggars. Story 1 today is by It's Miss Katniss. Why is it always broke people who must have the most expensive brand of baby stuff? Are they reselling it? I'm pretty sure in most cases they are, but let's see what they want. In search of post, please read. While writing in this search of post, I have a 22-month-old toddler crying and screaming at the background and a 1-month-old newborn on my chest that I can't put down as she cried and trapped air every time I do that. I am an exhausted mom looking for some help to change this situation. 1. Stroke high chair and newborn set for keep or just borrow. I don't want to spend a lot to try this chair out as I don't have a job right now. People told me the newborn is willing to sit on it. I want to try it and have my hands free so I can hug my crying toddler who also needs me. 2. Truck from Green Toys. My toddler is obsessed with this green toy truck and won't leave the library. I saw people were giving away here. 3. Up a Baby Vista stroller that can sit a newborn and toddler at the same time. I was gifted a double stroller, but it was too heavy that I can't bring it on my own. I need one I can handle and bring my both kids out. Okay, so I have never done a lot of baby shopping stuff, but it seems like the average price for this stroke high chair and newborn set is going to be at least $300 to $600. They did say that they're willing to just borrow it, but if you've ever loaned anybody anything, you know the condition that things that are borrowed typically come back in. Is $300 to $600 expensive for a baby high chair? I don't even know. For number 2, the trucks from Green Toys, I looked those up too, and she could get some really cheap toys or she could ask for these ones, and they're not super pricey, but they are like $30 per toy. And just because her kid is obsessed with a certain toy and won't leave the library doesn't mean she has to have those ones. However, again, since she said people were giving it away on here, I don't think it's an unreasonable request to say I'd like those ones specifically. The last stroller is an Up a Baby Vista stroller that can sit a newborn and toddler at the same time. I looked up the price of a regular Up a Baby Vista stroller, and the price for one that can only seat one kid is like $800. So that's quite pricey. But there must be a reason she wants this. Like she said, this one is more maneuverable and she can bring it in on her own. I still don't think that if she's already taken free things from people who are trying to help out, she should ask for upgrades to those things. In number 3, she said she was gifted a double stroller. Use the double stroller. Being a single mom is not fun, but there are a lot of posts, I think, online especially, that are often faked to get more hatred for people who are single mothers. I don't know if you guys have noticed it as well, but it seems like there's so many stories that are potentially fake from single mothers who are struggling, who need things. And there's also a lot of scammers on the internet that pose as single mothers to get sympathy from people and get free things. So I don't know if that's what this person's doing. I don't know if they're just reselling it or they actually do struggle with the stroller they have. But there's a lot of posts out there geared towards people being resentful of single moms that are asking for free stuff. Our next story is by Sticks X Sticks, but the front sticks is backwards. Not covering hotel stays is bad, but figured maybe not if the job paid super well. Psych! Laughing my butt off. They're looking for a driver for Columbus, Ohio. Hiring a non-CDL driver, no CDL needed. Looking to hire a OTR, over-the-road driver, that can be out for at least 31 days at a time, must be able to start ASAP, have experience driving in snow, be able to pass drug testing, also must be in good health with the ability to get a DOT medical card, clean driver license, clean driving record, positive attitude, understand how to use GPS, have great communication skills, must be able to follow directions, must be able to drive an F-350 pickup truck with a 40-foot flatbed gooseneck trailer. Do not apply if you can't be over the road for at least 4 weeks at a time. If you have family obligation, do not apply. Must know how to operate vehicle safety with chains and binder strapping with chains securing load. Hotel stays are not covered. Please contact, and then they blurred out their name so that this person couldn't be flamed. And underneath that, they added 2 words. no pay. Is this person just looking for a friend to drive around with? Like, what the heck? You're in search of somebody, you want them to apply for your job, but you're not paying them anything, and you're also not covering hotel stays, and you want them to stay with you for 4 weeks at a time. When they say some people are out to lunch, this is the poster child for that statement. Our next story is by I See Egypt. Homeless couple expected more. I just found this sub and it reminded me of something that happened years ago. Back when I was a broke college student, I headed to Walmart to stock up on the essentials for the week, just stuff for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. As I was leaving, a homeless couple stopped me and told me they were hungry. I didn't have much to spare, but I figured they would be happy with what I had. So I went back inside and bought them exactly what I got for myself, a loaf of bread and jars of peanut butter and jam. When I handed them the bag of food, the woman snatched it from my hands, peeked inside, and then gave me a look. With a sharp tone, she asked, "What? No chips?" Beggars can't be choosers, lady. You do not get to choose what you want to eat. If you're begging for food, just take the food and be happy with it. Down in the comments by Jane Iskala. I hope you took the bag back from her and said, "What? No thanks?" Under that by Environment No 1879. That's me. I've done this before. Guy stopped me and asked me for anything to eat. I got him some chicken wings, a Sprite, and onion rings. He screamed at me that it was breaded, not a large Sprite, and that he hated onion rings. I grabbed the food and knocked the drink out of his hand and told him, "Get effing bent." Those were the best chicken wings and onion rings I'd ever eaten. Cost me about $20 too. Ungratefulness when you're begging is a surefire way to get absolutely nothing, and to really upset someone who wants to help, tries to, and then gets yelled at because I went off anything, like he asked. Now it's only water bottles, granola bars, and maybe a piece of fruit, if I have it. That's more than most people will give, so congratulations to you to still giving things after your bad experience with a homeless man. Underneath that by Powerful Gal. I was part of a group handing out care kits and food to homeless individuals. One of them looked at some nice apple slices that were commercially sliced and bagged and threw them on the ground right in front of me while declaring, "I don't want this crap." Another time, I gave some food I'd just gotten for myself at a grocery store to someone with signs across the street from the store. Later that day, I happened to drive past the same spot. The person was gone, but the food was scattered across the road and ground. That seems strange. You wouldn't think that somebody with signs asking for food would just throw the food all over the road. Maybe there was a rival beggar there that came and tried to steal their food, and maybe they struggled for it. Or maybe this person was a panhandler and they were lying about needing food, and the police came and arrested them and the food got scattered all over the place. Anything could have happened here. We don't know for sure. Our next post is by Surveysagram. Pay me in cash to live on your property. High values and morals required, but don't judge me. Hi everyone, I'm seeking to be part of a permaculture farm. Off-grid is okay. I would like to build a tiny home over time to come and go from. I need a place where I can cook and eat what I like without judgment, and be in a better place where the people share higher values and have moral character. Not into living with homosexuals or with people who drink or do hard drugs. It's just not my lifestyle, and I don't support it, that's all. If you're offended by this, what can I say? You can start by saying you're a jerk, or some worse word than that. I teach a meditation technique and cut hair, and am licensed. I can come to your home or hospital to help you feel better. Am open for a job helping disabled people with basic needs if I have a place to live or not. Also can do landscaping, but would prefer paying an agreed amount in cash monthly over work trade for a place to live. I am 65 and am applying for SS, so any job would be cash. Do you know what that means right there? They're applying for Social Security to get money from the government every month, but any jobs they get would have to be cash so that they don't get taxed and they don't get taken off Social Security. Don't judge me for being a piece of crap. I need to live with people with high morals. Oh, God. Anyway, I'm into music and hope to find a band to live with. As I have 2 CDs worth of music, I hope to find people to get behind. Can send a song to anyone. Rock influenced by the blues. Even so, I need a space that I can live in silence as I wake early and sleep early if not doing music. I used to live there so I can provide references if need be. Thank you for any help you can offer. G. J.I. is their name. I don't know what they mean by I used to live there. They didn't mention any place where somebody lived in this, so my thoughts are it was in a note somewhere, or maybe the old title for this post. This person's post is pretty much, I need to live somewhere with some people that have high morals and ethics and are very quiet. I don't want to pay a whole lot of money to live there. I need a place to come and go and cook my meals and food. I also want a job, but I'm getting Social Security at the same time. No judgment. No judgment. Well, he or she is actively judging other people for the way they are naturally. He doesn't want to be judged for how he is by choice. That's frowned upon, generally. You should only be getting one or the other, but to be fair, Social Security doesn't really give much. That's true too, and it used to be an adequate amount, but the cost of living goes up every year, and people suffer due to it. And payments like Social Security don't always reflect inflation. Our last post today is by Subject Surprise 8244. I want you to pay me for you to look after my kid. I am looking for a short-term let for at least 3 and potentially to extend up to 6 months in my home. It's a small double room furnished with a desk and drawers in a family home with shared kitchen and living room. I'm looking for someone who has experience with young children who would like to do regular childcare every week in exchange for a very reduced rent. Would be around 7 hours a week on average, looking after my toddler, mainly evenings, bedtimes, and the odd weekend day. You would of course be also sharing this house with my 2-year-old son. Whilst he is pretty chilled and friendly, he's also running around a lot and will sometimes find life more emotional. I'm therefore looking for someone friendly and chilled who's open to this setup. We are pretty used to having different lodgers living here, and they are very much part of the home in a house share come family home kind of vibe. There's also one other lodger, flatmate here too. He's a super friendly PhD student. The house has plenty of shared living space, including a garden. I work from home a couple days a week from the kitchen. Now, I've read and seen some super bad Choosing Beggar stories over the years. This one doesn't feel as bad as the others. It's still not cool that she's looking to basically rent to somebody and you have to pay to live in this 1-bedroom let in her house and share the rest of the living spaces with her and her kid. But honestly, only 7 hours of childcare for the week? I don't think that's too unreasonable to get reduced rent if you're looking for a place to stay. Like, you're either going to get paid for the childcare and live in the room and pay full rent, or you're going to look after the kid for 7 hours a week, which is not a lot, and you get to stay in the room. But to me, it depends on how reasonable her reduced rent price is. And she didn't say it in this, which to me indicates that it's probably not worth it in the long run. But honestly, for somebody who doesn't have a home, wants to pay less in rent, and doesn't mind taking care of the kid occasionally, that's reasonable. 7 hours per week. But also, this person would have to have their own job in order to pay the rent for this room. And so they won't be available to take care of the kid most of the time. They're going to be at work. I don't know. For somebody like me, that would be like nixing my freedom. I do not want to do something like that. But 7 hours a week for reduced rent in a room, if you're struggling, is not such a bad deal if you can arrange your schedules to line up. She does say it's mainly evenings, bedtimes, and the odd weekend day. What I don't understand about that is why she's not taking care of her kid at bedtimes. Usually that's when a parent wants to say goodnight to their kids and stuff. Like, where does she go at bedtime hours that she can't take care of her kid anymore? Our stories or posts for today have come to a close. If you enjoy this content, please click like or subscribe. It helps my channel reach more people in the YouTube algorithm. Until we meet again, have a glamorous day.